Whenever there is a great athlete, people always look for that athlete's successor. To this very day, we are still looking for the next Michael Jordan. Stick around in this video and I'll give you 5 players who were supposed to be the next MJ. Hello there and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Before you get further into this, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with those bell notifications on. It would be highly appreciated. You have certainly clicked on the right channel for quality NBA content, I assure you. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. To start things off, we have Harold Miner. Harold Miner was perhaps one of the least successful of the next quote-unquote Jordans. He only lasted 4 seasons in the NBA and retired from basketball soon after. He started with a lot of hype and fanfare and ended with a whimper. The man that was supposed to be the next legendary player ended up scoreless in his final NBA game and was waived by the Cleveland Cavaliers. The hype was not unfounded, however. Miner was a star at the University of Southern California. He averaged as much as 26.3 points per game. He was indeed a scoring machine and was very much a human highlight reel. He beat out future NBA stars such as Christian Laettner, Shaquille O'Neal, and Alonzo Mourning for a Sports Illustrated 1992 Basketball Player of the Year award. In the 1992 draft, the Miami Heat drafted Miner as the 12th overall pick. This was an exciting day for the expansion franchise as they already had shooters Glenn Rice and Steve Smith as well as an inside presence in Rony Seikaly. While Harold was not an immediate impact player like Jordan, Allen Iverson, or Magic Johnson, his rookie year numbers were quite solid. He averaged 10.3 points per game, 2 point rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, and 0.5 steals per game with an average of 18.9 minutes per game. The future looked bright for the Miami Heat rookie. His profile was raised tremendously by winning the 1993 Slam Dunk competition. He dethroned the 1992 champion Cedric Ceballos. However, he was not able to join the 1994 contest due to an injury. The 1995 contest ended up being a showdown between Miner and Ryder. Harold was able to successfully regain his crown in triumphant fashion. In 2011, Miner was inducted to the Pac-10 Basketball Hall of Honor. The following year, his jersey was retired by USC. Though Harold may not have found NBA success, people never forget his great collegiate career. At number 4 is Jerry Stackhouse. Just like Michael Jordan, Jerry Stackhouse was part of the University of North Carolina. He was picked 3rd overall in the NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers, standing at 6'6" and weighing 218 pounds. His size was very comparable to MJ's. He also had a very similar skill set and a very athletic game. Not only were the two highly touted prospects during their respective draft classes, but they were showmen. They could easily awe the crowd with their athleticism and thunderous dunks. The future looked bright for Jerry as he averaged 19.2 points per game right out of the gate and was named to the All-Rookies first team. The next year, the talented Stackhouse was paired with the future Hall of Famer Allen Iverson. Together, the two torched the league for an average of 44 points a night. As much as the backcourt of Stackhouse and Iverson sounded like a highlight reel factory, the two were simply not a good fit. While they were scoring machines, they were not efficient scorers, did not play much defense, and were black holes in offense as they did not pass as much as they should. Midway in the 1997 to 1998 season, Stackhouse, along with the fellow North Carolina player Eric Montross, was shipped to the Detroit Pistons in exchange for Aaron McKie, Theo Ratliff, and a future first-round draft pick. While the 76ers lost out the offensive department, they acquired 2 key pieces in McKie and Ratliff who would bolster their defense. Just like in Philadelphia, Stackhouse continued to be an offensive threat in Detroit and averaged a career-high 29.8 points at one point. Once his playing days concluded, Jerry became a commentator for Fox Sports Detroit. He also ended up as an assistant coach for the Toronto Raptors and helped them lead to an Eastern Conference Finals berth. The next year, he coached the Raptors' 905 D-League team and helped guide them to championship, something Jerry never did as a player. Dropping in at number 3 is Vince Carter. Vince Lamar Carter is one of the most electrifying players of all time. Drafted by the Golden State Warriors with the 5th pick in the 1998 draft, Vince was ironically traded to the Toronto Raptors for the 4th pick, Antoine Jamison, who was Vince's friend and former Tar Heel teammate. It seems that the Raptor got the better end of the deal as Vince helped set league attendance records because people wanted to see Vince play. While the Bulls had Air Jordan, the Raptors had Air Canada. It was easy to compare Michael Jordan to Vince Carter. They were similar in height and weight, had shaved heads, came from the same alma mater, and had the same college coach in Dean Smith, and were picked close to each other in their respective drafts. Jordan was picked third and Carter was picked fifth. They also had a similar game. Carter's vast arsenal of dunks would be on full display in the 2000 slam dunk contest. Everyone knew he would even win before the first dunk was made. He basically outclassed the competition, which included his cousin Tracy McGrady and Steve Francis. His dunks included a honey dip, a between the legs dunk, and 2 reverse 360 windmills. This was a time while the slam dunk contest was not full of gimmicks and props. It was simply a man and his basketball. Vince would lead his team to many playoff berths, including their inaugural postseason foray in 2000. He and Tracy McGrady formed a formidable duo and carried the erstwhile underachieving young franchise. This pair would only be around for 2 seasons though, as McGrady signed with the Orlando Magic to perform another formidable duo with Grant Hill. Carter was left to carry the Raptors on his own. He responded by averaging career best of 27.6 points. He was able to will his team to the playoffs despite an average supporting cast. The Raptors were able to eke out a 3-2 series victory over the New York Knicks, but fell in 7 games to Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers. Even though Carter's career ended, many people will fondly remember Carter's jaw-dropping dunks and vicious athleticism during his heyday in Toronto, where he was half man and half amazing. At number 2 is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bean Bryant is the son of former NBA player Joe Jellybean Bryant. Joe was a decent player, but in no way a superstar. He had a short 7-year NBA career and played for the Golden State Warriors, Philadelphia 76ers, San Diego Clippers, and Houston Rockets. He named Kobe as such because of his fondness of Japanese Kobe beef. Kobe was a high school phenomenon at Lower Mignon High School. He was one of the few freshmen in his school's history to start for the men's basketball squad. Though Bryant reinvigorated the team, they stumbled to a 4-20 record. However, the next 3 seasons were phenomenal and the Aces marched to a sterling 77-13 record. Kobe capped off a stellar high school career with averages of 30.8 points, 12 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 4 steals, and 3.8 blocks. A lot of colleges wanted to recruit Kobe, but he elected to go straight to the NBA. He was selected as the 13th pick for the Charlotte Hornets in the 1996 draft. The team previously made a deal with the Los Angeles Lakers for center Vlade Divac, and they offered their pick. One of the reasons the Lakers picked Kobe is because he impressed them with his workout with Lakers legend Michael Cooper. Michael was the Lakers' defensive stopper during the Magic Johnson Showtime era, yet Kobe picked apart his defense like it was nothing. While Kobe was obviously talented, he was not exactly the best teammate. He was a loner who sat on his own on the team bus and did not fraternize with his teammates. Even though he was a rookie and he had veterans such as Robert Horry on the team, he demanded that the ball be passed to him. Veterans with championship experience such as Horry took offense to this brash attitude as they felt disrespected. While Kobe no longer plays in the NBA, he is still firmly entrenched in the sport. He regularly advises the Los Angeles Lakers on making personal moves. He also appears regularly on sports shows such as ESPN SportsCenter. He has also decided to pay it forward and mentor young players such as Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving. And finally, at the number 1 spot is LeBron James. LeBron Raymond James was a household name long before he even stepped foot in the NBA. He was a phenomenon on the St. Vincent St. Mary varsity basketball team and graced the covers of Slam magazine and Sports Illustrated. Even at an early age, he had already comparisons to the NBA greats such as Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. During his senior year, LeBron averaged 31.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 3.4 steals per game. The opposition was simply no match for him. LeBron wanted to declare for the 2002 NBA draft, but was unsuccessful in lobbying to change his eligibility rules. He then had to wait a year before declaring for the star-studded 2003 draft. This draft was one of the most loaded of all time. It boasted players such as Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Chris Kaman, Kirk Henrich, David West, Josh Howard, Leandro Barbosa, Kyle Korver, and Mo Williams. LeBron was picked first overall by his hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. When LeBron went to Miami, it was both a good and bad decision. On a positive note, this led to 4 straight final appearances and 2 straight titles. On a negative note, this infuriated Cleveland fans resorted to burning jerseys, creating internet memes, and booing LeBron whenever he visited Cleveland. He was part of the infamous Banana Boat team along with his buddies Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony. They are extremely tight-knit and influential groups of players who have a large pull in the NBA as well as the corporate world. LeBron, Chris, and Carmelo are Nike endorsers while Dwayne is the pitchman for Li Ning. While LeBron may be one of the greatest players ever, his vision extends far beyond the basketball court. With friends like Warren Buffett and Jay-Z giving him advice, he plans to be a business mogul when he retires in the same vein as Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. After all the accolades in the world would mean nothing if you retire penniless and in debt after a stellar NBA career. That is it for the video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed, be sure to slap a like on it. If you made it this far in the video, honestly, thank you so much. It really means a lot. I can't stress that enough. Be sure to subscribe with those bell notifications on if you're new to the channel. That would mean a lot. Also, share this video and leave a comment. Let me know what type of NBA videos you'd like to see. Until next time, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.